Que isso? Zekken revela os maiores ensinamentos do Saci. Que isso?
I know that
Puta, esse cara aqui, vocês vão chamar ele de Saci, mano. Ele é careca, usa óculos, assim.
tends to let you guys know before the start of the competition, or maybe during. Correct me on that. But how'd you kind of like reflect on just kind of the time you had with Tense, the past 2 years, from the start of like the partnership era up until now, and the Sacy as well, because obviously their contribution can't be forgotten in that regard. How you kind of reflect on that, with the thought of them retiring, settling in finally after the elimination?
For Sacy,
Valeu, Sacy.
just like the example that he set for me, and like I say this for like at least for me in my like career, like Sacy, Def, and like Aaron. Those are the three people I think of like people who taught me how to be a good pro player, like how to actually be a professional and not just be like a guy who like shows up and plays video games and that's it. Like Sacy taught me how to be, a better have a better work ethic, like a more consistent work ethic, how to kind of be a leader. Like a lot of leadership qualities that I have, I get from him. Sacy's biggest thing ever, like his number one thing that he tried to instill in me was like consistency. It was like as a duelist, he's like, if you're gonna be able to get a kill, you should be able to get it like every time. Like if I set you up with a start and I get this guy scan, you should be able to kill this guy every time. And that's how he was, both like in teaching me how to play,
Abel,
like,
voltei, velho. Voltei com
as
estrogonofe,
well as
velho.
just
Rapidinho, Bazu, tô vendo um vídeo, rapidinho. Perdão. Perdão. Caralho, eu voltei, mano.
Like as well as just like what he brought to the team in general. Like he was huge on consistency, being able to do things correctly and repeat them multiple times. I'm very thankful to be able to play with a guy like that, and especially like he's a world champion before I even met him. Like being able to play with a champion is an incredible feeling. But yeah, I'm also incredibly thankful to have played with him.
Sacy is the only person I believe in VCT history that has a Masters and a Champions trophy under their cabinet. I believe Tennis is also one of the very few that has multiple Masters trophies. I mean, you got all this talk about who's the greatest player of all time in this game. Well, despite it still being new, we've already had plenty of people grace the scene, yourself included. I'm not going to leave you out there, Zekken. But still, like, where would you kind of put these two people on the GOAT discussion for you? Do you see Tens and Sacy as like top 5, top 1, top 3, or top 10? Where do you kind of look at that?
My 1, 2, 3 for like my GOAT list. My 1, 2, 3 is Sacy, then Chronicle, then Tens. That's how.
Caralho,
that's
que
like
fofo.
out of like everybody. That's where I put them. Just because like, I mean, all three of them have multiple trophies. I think Sacy having like champs and masters, being the only person ever to have won both, I think that puts him just like a cut above everybody else. But I do value like Chronicle and Tyson both being able to win multiple trophies. That shows like a level of consistency that I think like in this game is very hard to achieve. So I value that a lot. That's why I rank them how I rank them.
Interesting, you put them on board with like achievements in mind. Well, I mean, that in mind. Interesting that you didn't put in like other people like Aspas, because that's like a consistent name that kind of pops into that kind of discussion. Where would you put him? And also, I gotta ask you the obligatory: where would Zekken put Zekken on that list?
I would put Aspas literally like directly beneath them out of everyone, because or what's it called? Yeah, no, he just has the champs trophy if I'm recalling correctly. But out of all the people who in my eyes who have won one trophy, I think Aspas is like very obviously a cut above the rest, just because of his how high of a level he's been playing consistently for so long. I think that's it just outclasses everyone else. So that I would have him I would have him 4 on my list. I just value having multiple trophies a lot. I think in my eyes, like that's like a big thing for me. But I think Ospas like is definitely better than the rest of the people with 1 trophy. As for me, I mean, I'm working on it, man. I'm trying to get up there. I put myself. How many people have won a trophy? I mean, I'll put myself like top 20, maybe.
Cara, o Zequinha, ele é muito humilde, mano. O Zequinha é muito humilde, cara. Ele nunca... Pô, top 20 é sacanagem. Esse moleque é um dos melhores do mundo. Tá louco? Isso aí é... Porra, tá doido. Muito louco esse bagulho de Champions e de Masters, mas, cara, eu acho que isso aí, obviamente, é questão de tempo, né? Questão de tempo. Talvez daqui 1 ou 2 anos, né? A galera já consiga bater até superar a questão do Champions e do Masters juntos, né? Isso aí eu fui o primeiro a ter conquistado isso, mas eu acredito que isso aí é, né? Questão de tempo pra galera passar já. Que se tudo der certo, se Deus quiser, que seja brasileiro, né, mano? Se tudo der certo. Espero que daqui é um fofo, cara. E, pô, isso aí é real, né? Sempre falei muito com o Zekken, né? Sobre consistência, né, cara? Eu sempre dei o exemplo do Eric, que pra mim o Eric é um exemplo perfeito de consistência como jogador, né? O Eric, ele sempre foi consistente, mas sempre trabalhamos com o Eric na Loud pra ser esse jogador, né? Ser sempre consistente. Eu acho que faz a grande diferença numa role, especialmente de duelista, né? Então, agora o filho da puta joga mutado na ranked. É uma desgraça, mano. Como ver ele, mano? Nossa senhora, vou destravar no Eric, mano. Mas enfim.